Airports Authority of India has issued a detailed guidelines to its airports for managing post-lockdown operations that imposes several restrictions, including on the number of terminals as well as on retail outlets providing food and beverages. Now, news agency PTI has accessed a copy of the guidelines, which says initially it is presumed that airline operations will be limited to Tier 1 cities, that is metros, and some of the state capitals as well. We'll have Shantashri with us to explain to us what these guidelines on terminals is all about. Limited food and beverages and retail outlets to be made available to passengers till the fully operational of the airlines and the air traffic that can be seen. It will gradually increase. Initially, they could be serving tea, coffee, etc., but with the takeaway snacks in boxes. Now, those are the guidelines and detailed guidelines that have been issued by the AAI, that is the Airports Authority of India, to its airports for managing post-lockdown operations. There are several restrictions. Those guidelines mention that, especially when it comes to their flight operations, it has been divided into Tier 1 and Tier 2. Majorly that are catering to the metro cities that sees the maximum air traffic, and limited food and beverage and retail outlets will be made available to passengers till operations of airlines gradually increases. So it's not going to happen at one go. It will be a slow and a steady affair, and keeping full restrictions in mind. These guidelines have now been issued by the Airports Authority of India, and they will be applicable for airports in Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad that are managed by private companies and not by the Airports Authority of India. We have Shantashri with us. Can you help us understand these guidelines that have been issued by the AAI, Shanta?
Very much required guidelines, especially after the lockdown. When it gets relaxed, we have seen how Airport Authority of India has been making its crew members practice social distancing. Also, how even if the entire service resume, how there will be social distancing maintained at the airport, and also while boarding a flight or taking the bus towards or on the taxi route and then boarding a flight. So Airport Authority of India has been very much committed to resume the services as soon as possible, and whenever it does, they will try and maintain as many social distancing norms as much as possible. They have clearly issued detailed guidelines to the airports for managing post-lockdown operations, where they had clearly mentioned that how limited food and beverages and retail outlets to be made available to the passengers. And even if they are availing these services, there has to be wearing masks and sanitizing themselves, and also social distance to be followed. There are also circles made on the floors where they will be standing, and also initial days they would be served with only tea and coffee and takeaway snacks in boxes, and not much of cooking will take place in any other places. So proper public transport, private taxis during the post-lockdown period for passengers.
So this has happened when all commercial flights have been suspended for the lockdown period, even domestic and international flights. However, cargo flights are still operational, and these are the detailed guidelines that have been posted by the Airports Authority of India. Shantashri, thanks very much for explaining those guidelines to us.